Hello and welcome back to this single engine takeoff video series, part 2. So we are in a Qatar plane, which is the Airbus A350 launch customer, and we are on runway 25. So I'm gonna do go to our environment, go to weather, and then change the low altitude winds to 250, approximately 250. And wind speeds to about 80 knots because I found that I couldn't really, it just wasn't possible to, the maximum speed I could get to while maintaining center line was about 60 or 70 knots. So I think there is that barrier we need to break. So I'm going to set the wind speed to 80 knots and no wind gust, no shear, no turbulence, which is very unrealistic for such high speed winds, but what are you going to do? So anyway, now our indicator is 80 and our ground speed is 0. And this, by the way, also basically, I think it effectively makes our 13,000 foot runway much longer, effectively, in terms of like air distance. So I'm gonna, full fuel is silly. I'll wait and fuel. I'm gonna set payload weight to minimum. And fuel total to, that's just a, 1.6 hours will be enough. Alright, cool. So we are light. We have one engine. Well, we have two engines, but I can turn off one engine. And because this plane is a jet, so, asymmetric thrust is a concern, but it's much less of a concern. So let's just fail one at random. Yeah, I'm just gonna fail engine 1. So the left engine. So the left engine's failed. See, RPM is dropping, fuel flow is dropping. Cool, cool, cool. Alright. Now, parking brakes disengage. Or engaged. Parking brake on, parking brake off. Alright, now parking brake is disengaged. Go back outside. And let's give this a shot. Throttle to 0.20%. Yeah, look at that wind. Twisting our wings on the minimum of inputs. Cool. This is dope. Completely unrealistic, but dope. Alright, fuel flow increase. 30% power. Still not using too much control surface deflection. More power. More power. 0.5 power. You can still handle it. And of course my front gear is... Now the reason you normally do this in smaller airplanes because smaller airplanes have a larger gear to plane ratio. Like this is a large plane and it has such tiny nose gear. So that's why the nose gear is really effective. Alright, faster. Faster, and at this point we can pretty much rotate, which I will do. See, we just completed a single engine takeoff. Granted under thunderstorm conditions. Like significant thunderstorm conditions. But still, it is a single engine takeoff in a jumbo jet. And now pretty much engine's full power, so we can begin our climb. It's not realistic because
terrain too low, terrain
shut up.
Terrain too low, terrain.
Because in jets you pretty much never push the lever to full power because it wears the engine out quickly. But yeah, because I think in this circumstance, this virtual circumstance, it's forgivable. Let's check out the engine forces. See, one engine, and just gonna. And some tail force. Alright, we're going too fast. Oh yeah. Look at those beautiful features of the X-plane. This plane that I bought. Flight factor. Over G makes passengers scared. Anyway, that is how you do a single engine takeoff in super unrealistic conditions. So let's just send ourselves back to a runway 25. And let's see if we can't take off under some more reasonable winds. Such as, let's try 40 knots. Now, at low speeds, at lower wind speeds, you still have a advantage in terms of not only in terms of, like, you know, air distance and control effectiveness, but also because I think at low ground speeds, the low wheel speeds, sorry, winds, you were supposed to, nope, weather, winds, yep, you're in the correct direction, I wonder why. Anyway, at low speeds, the front gear, nose gear, because it's not going so fast, so you don't need to worry as much about side loading, so yeah, the nose gear can turn more at lower speeds. So at a certain point, the nose gear is limited to like smaller deflections, but right now it's not. Anyway, let's randomly fail an engine. Cool. Now we are at 40 knots airspeed. Brakes off, and then let's do this. Let's just test the yep, the winds are there, and they are affecting our plane. Oh no, what's this? Yep, see the, no, anyway, power, let's do 20% power. Alright. Because 40 knots headwind is more realistic, I think most jets, I mean, wind shear or turbulence notwithstanding, most jets would be willing to take off like on a 40 knot headwind. Alright, power. More power. As you can see, I only have thrust on the left side. Now even more power. And right now this time we have more weight than we did last time, because yeah, because I didn't bother to set the weight that much, but it should be fine. Oh yeah, look at this. So, single engine, you can't take off under 0 winds, don't even try. But at 40 knot, a 40 knot headwind, which, by the way, I think, we had today in, the northeast, Massachusetts, we got pretty close to a 40 knot headwind. Well, it was a, peak winds were like at 38, so almost 40 knots, which means that, if the, wheel traction physics are realistic enough on this thing, then quite possibly you could have taken off in a single engine, like not legally of course, but just theoretically you could take off on single engine in a Airbus A350. Look at this, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Yep. So that's this video for. That's the video for this episode of single engine takeoffs. I think that this will be the last episode because we pretty much covered all the bases. So, in summary, if you've got a small plane, you can probably take off under 0 winds, like the Diamond Twin Star. But if you've got a big plane, you need a minimum amount of headwind before you can attempt to start your takeoff. Otherwise, it just takes way too long to get up to that initial 30 or 40 knots. Or 80 knots, as we tested first. Anyway, this has been a video from Eric, Eric. If you want more, then tune in next time, and until then, stuff happens.